Check out this video for my predictions of round 2 of the Rugby World Cup. What's up guys, so welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby. So we're already in week 2 of the Rugby World Cup. Since yesterday it already started actually with Samoa playing against Russia, and then already Fiji played against Uruguay as well. But unfortunately I could not do my predictions before those games because I had a little bit of computer problems. Luckily it's fixed now, so I'm ready for this next ones. It's gonna be Italy versus Canada, England against the USA, Argentina and Tonga, Japan versus Ireland, then it's South Africa versus Namibia, Georgia and Uruguay, Australia versus Wales, and then Scotland versus Samoa. I'll do special videos about the South Africa-Namibia game, as always covering South Africa, and then the Australian Wales game. I'll do a special video for that one as well. I've picked that one as the big game for the weekend. I just wanted to say over the weekend I hit the 500 subscriber mark, which is just an awesome feeling. It's just so big of a number for me, and I really love doing it. It's really fun for me just to do this week in, week out, and having people come back and watching my videos. And I know there's people that likes the content that I'm putting out there, and it's awesome. I really want to thank all of you guys that have subscribed, everyone on Twitter, everyone on Facebook, and then especially everyone that's watching. You guys are keeping the channel alive, and I'm really appreciating it. So I would just like to take this moment to thank you. Before I get into the videos, remember down in the comments below you can have a time link to the different games so that you don't need to watch the whole video through. Here is my predictions for the weekend. First up, it's Italy versus Canada. It's Italy's second game of the tournament, while it's Canada's first one. These two teams have played before. They've played 3 times in history. All of them have been won by Italy, but not as far as you'd actually think they would. In 2012 they won by 9. In the 2015 World Cup they won by 5, and then in 2016 they won by 2 points. So maybe Canada will eye this game a little bit as something they could win, because it has been close between these sides in the past. In their pool it's probably between them and Namibia for the wooden spoon spot, so they will probably try and get as much points from every game they can, the Canadians. From a South African perspective, DTH van der Merwe is in this game for Canada, and then Bramstein is in the team for Italy. A guy to look out for in this game, I really have to say, Tyler Ardron from the Canadians. He plays for the Chiefs in Super Rugby, and he's really had a good season for them, and I really like how he plays. He's a good loose forward in your team. Heading over to the predictions, remember to join the pools down in the description below. At the moment it's being led by 3 Crowns 1. He's the man to beat at the moment. He's just beating everyone. Then it's Rickes and then Falster in there. But for me in this game, Italy will win by 15 points. Next up, it is England versus the USA. It's the second game for England, and then we can finally see that USA jersey that I've been talking about, that I really like. If you want to see my jersey ranking videos, it is linked up here. Last time these two teams met was in 2007's World Cup, and England beat the USA 28-10. This is definitely not the 100% A team of England, but those guys are in the mix. They are on the bench, and some of the big names are in the team, but it's more or less their B team, but it's still a very, very good squad. It's difficult to predict the USA side because we haven't seen them play yet, but they are better ranked than Tonga. They are at 13, and they are going up against England, who are ranked at number 3 at the moment. So from a South African perspective, you would want to watch Ruben de Haas. He's a 20-year-old scrum half for the USA. Born in South Africa, he went to school over in USA. He actually came back over here, played some varsity cup for CUT, and then he's playing for the Cheetahs at the moment. He's also playing Pro 14, so very good player. He's a very promising player as well, only 20 years old. Marcel Braggie is also there, and then Hanku Germeshuis is also there from Kimberley. They beat Tonga by 32 points, the English team. So I think we can expect more or less the same. I've put it down to be exactly the same. England to beat USA by 32 points. Next up, it's Argentina versus Tonga. It's both sides' second game of the tournament. Both of them lost their first one. The Argentina versus France game was very close for me, and I think Argentina really could have won it if it wasn't for a couple of missed kicks, like that massive one from Buffali. It was very close at the end. But the ref could have handled the scrums a little bit better. I think Argentina was a little bit better at scrum time last week, which is good. They've been struggling at scrum time, and you could see Ledesma, their coach, was very unpleasant after the game. He was very unpleased with how the ref handled the game. There was some offside calls that was missed, some penalties, and yeah, so frustrating things from the refs in the first weekend. Hopefully this weekend that is sorted out and the tournament can just go on without everyone talking about the refereeing side. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about the rugby. The rankings of the two teams: Argentina at number 11 and then Tonga at 15. But I think Argentina should be ranked a lot higher. They play against higher opposition, some of the best in the world all the time. So they do subsequently lose a lot more than other teams. So that's why they are ranked that low. But they really, against lower tier sides that they are amongst, they beat them any day of the week. So Argentina, their ranking shouldn't fool you. They are still very good. Tonga, they had an admirable game against England, but they would never have won that one. But they would feel this game against Argentina will be easier than the English game. But Argentina really needs this win. So I think the Argentinian team is better and they are fitter. The Tongan team struggled a little bit after the 60th minute. So I think Argentina will win this one by 19. Next up is Japan versus Ireland. It's two teams that won in the first round. Ireland are clear favorites for this one, but Japan at home could be inspired. As a Bok fan, I'm hoping for some big win from Japan, because just so everyone can forget about the one where Japan beat the Springboks, and then they can make a new movie about this one and everyone can forget about the other one. But anyway, Japan beat Russia by 20 points. They weren't that convincing actually, but Russia really showed great heart in that game, so you can't read in too much into that. It was also the first game of the World Cup, maybe a little bit of jitters, maybe a bit of stress. Someone that really stood out for the Japanese in that game, Matsushima, the winger, he's very good. He was brilliant. He scored a hat-trick as far as I have it. And then for the Irish team, they are absolutely dominated the Scottish side to beat them by 24 points. And they also have a huge amount of fans over there. If you are on Twitter or on Facebook, the links are down below if you want to follow me on that. They are very busy in the crowds there. They are everywhere singing. And for the Irish team, they probably just need to win this game still to really be 100% sure they will be in the top of their pool. Unless they lose to a team like Samoa or Russia, which is really highly unlikely. So for the Irish, they do have something to play for. The Irish will win, but I think the Brave Blossoms will do exactly what their name says. They will be brave. So I think Ireland will win by 15. Then it is South Africa versus Namibia. The two African neighbors, they really know everything about Toyotas, but this time it's not about a Hilux Bucky, it's about the town. They are playing in the city of Toyota this weekend, and it's going to be a big one for both teams. Both of them started the competition with a loss, so they need to pick themselves up again and hold their heads high and win this next one, or give it their best shot. Probably not going to be a win for Namibia. Hey, but anything could happen. It's a World Cup. I will make a special video for this game, actually, doing a whole prediction and going a little bit in depth into the teams and everything. So if you want to watch that, I will link it up here as well, or you can just catch it after the video. The team is not out yet, but I think the team will probably be the B team for South Africa. The B team, as I say, Rassie has not kept the secret. He's been saying it since August that the in the smaller games, he's going to pick a different side than the bigger games. They are talking about picking Skalk Brits at number 8 for this one. Look, he has the skills to play there. I think it's going to be interesting. But I do think Kulisi needs to play. He is still struggling to get back to match fitness, so he needs to play. So I wonder what that dynamic's gonna be in the loose trio. For the Namibians, they will want to put up a fight. That is their goal in the World Cup. Not just to roll over for every side, but to put up a fight. They've had some good moments so far. They had some good moments in that loss of 25 points to Italy. The backline has some good stars, really good stars. The centers I like, the number 10, that young number 10 is good. The wingers, they are fast. But as always, the Namibian team, their strength is in their forwards. They are really good as always, but I think South Africa will still win this one by 24 points. Next up, it is Georgia versus Uruguay. Georgia also put up a fight against Wales and they lost by 29 points. But the score doesn't tell the full story of what happened. The forwards really shows the grunt of that team, while Uruguay, they are kind of a team that has okay forwards, but their backline is where the dangerous part is. These two teams haven't played before, so there's no history to go on, but again, it's probably going to be a match that'll define the wooden spoon for their table. So whoever wins this one won't be at the bottom, and that's what they'll be playing for here. But I think with Georgia being ranked number 12, Uruguay being ranked number 19, Georgia has the upper hand with those forwards in their side as well. I think Georgia will win by 17. Then it is the game of the weekend. It is the Pool D decider. Who will get the top spot in Pool D, and it is gonna be Australia versus Wales. If you want to catch that one, I will leave a link here. Otherwise, catch it at the end of the video as well. It will probably be out by Friday. Both of them won their first game, and then Australia beat Fiji by 18. Wales beat Georgia by 29. Both teams will be at their best in this game. Both will select their best teams. Both will be best prepared for it. At the rankings for the moment, Australia is at number 6 and then Wales at number 4. And it will always be huge when two teams that are so closely ranked meet up against each other. Wales, they are one of the best sides this year. One of the best teams of the whole world at the moment. And then Australia, they've kind of had an up and down here. You can't really say what they're going to do. But they did beat New Zealand in this year. You have to remember that. Even though they got thrashed by New Zealand as well, they did beat them. They will give their best effort though, Australia. They have to. And again, it's difficult to properly predict this one. But I will do a proper video by Friday. But I think Wales will win by 9. Scotland versus Samoa. It's probably not going to be as decisive as the other games in this pool, but Scotland will be hurting after their previous game against Ireland where they really misfired. As for Samoa, they will maybe smell a little bit of blood in the Scottish team. They had a good game against Russia and they beat by 25 points. They already said they want to make history this year, so maybe they are eyeing this Scottish game for a win. They had a lot of injuries though in that previous game. Their tackling technique is just a little bit off. Some yellow cards that people are talking about should have been red, and again, refereeing decisions, all that stuff we don't want to talk about. And the Scottish team, they have a lot of room for improvement. Guys like Finn Russell and Stuart Hogg, yes, they were good at times, but they misfired a little bit for me in that game. And they can really improve. If those guys are really performing, that Scottish team is unbeatable. The game was in the wet though against Ireland, so you can't really read into too much into that backline. So it's difficult. Whereas the Samoan team really showed how dangerous their backline is. Those wingers both scored a couple of tries in their previous game against Russia. Tusipisi, his kicking, the number 10 for Samoa, his kicking at goal was poor. He missed a few. So I think Scotland will win by 20 points. Okay guys, that's my predictions for the weekend. If you enjoyed that video, remember to hit the like button and please hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy it. I do appreciate it. Also follow me on Twitter and go onto my Facebook page and hit the like button. And I do appreciate everyone that has been supporting me. As I said, I hit that 500 mark and it is awesome. I am feeling great. If you want to check out any of my other videos, it will be next to me, or you can go onto my channel. Cheers.